trade in 2024, and I made $1,267 on it. I first was trading this, was looking at the stock on my phone while I was at school. I was in class at the time, and teacher was running late, so I quickly checked the market. Saw this stock INBS, and it was like the biggest percent gainer. It wasn't up by much, but I'm like, okay, let me take a quick look at it. Well, it was up by a substantial amount, but I could tell I had room to grow. Then I'm like, I want to get in now because the stock is looking really good. But I'm like, I can't see from my little screen, my iPhone 8 Plus, I can't see what's going on in the stock, where to get in. Um, has it pulled back? I'm looking at the chart and I can't see much. And I was real tempted to get in, so I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get in. And I got in at I went and looked on the dilution tracker, and I needed to check the stats before I even got in. I was like, I gotta start being more disciplined in that area. So I looked, saw that it was a 1.4 billion float, but no overhead, no outstanding. So I said, okay, that's really good. I'm ready to get in. But I said, no, I gotta keep looking at the stats to see what's going on. Um, they've been diluting. Then they really started diluting, and then even more. But the only thing is, they their float is still relatively low. So then I started looking at their cash. They're burning $1.31 million in cash every quarter. They only have 2.1 left. So I said, okay, they have an offering, which is a bad sign. They can dump whenever they want, and it's priced right now, so it's active. They have warrants as well at 660. At the time I got in, it was 454. So I'm like, okay, this stock can definitely keep going. And then they have another offering at $46, which we're nowhere near. We have a outstanding warrants where the price is exercised at $2,000. We're nowhere near there. We're nowhere near the $69 of warrants. And then I kept looking. They can dump this at any time. They can dump this one at any time. And I just kept looking, and this one's not registered, and this one's registered at 160. So I said, okay, we're looking pretty good. We got a shelf. I don't remember what a shelf is. I don't have too much information about that, but I gotta do my research. So I said, okay, we're looking pretty good. But I couldn't tell where to get in from here because I couldn't tell if it was pulling back because the screen was so small, and I couldn't look at the time frame easily trading on a phone opposed to a computer now. So I said, okay, I'm gonna just get in here, but I'm gonna get in small. But when I'm hitting the buttons trying to get in, I hit the wrong amount. I ended up going in at $10,000 or $11,000 opposed to the 5K that I typically go in with, which was small to me. And I made that mistake. And then when I finally got a chance to really zoom in as much as I could on my phone and see clearly, I realized I got in at high day above VWAP, and I put in way too much money. So at this point, I was like, fuck, what do I do? I gotta cut. And I lacked the discipline to cut when I was supposed to. Let me show you here. So I like the discipline to cut when I'm supposed to, but I'm like, I know this has room to go. Let me just hold on to it. So then it started pulling back more and just more and more, way more than I expected to. And I'm like, shit. And I'm trying to find the lower day at this point. And I'm like, okay, where's 930? Where's 930? Where's the lower day? Lower day's right here. I said, shit, okay, if it breaks lower day, I'm really fucked. I gotta cut. And then it had its pullback. Didn't break lower day. Started perking up little by little, and I'm just watching on my phone. The professor speaking in class, and I'm not really listening. It's just going up, 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 and then I'm like it spiked and hit this massive spike to 559, and I could sense that it was gonna go to 559 or higher, or 550 and higher, but I didn't put my order in. I could you could sometimes you can just sense or gear just based off the price action if you're gonna have a burst of spike and then go parabolic a little bit. And at that time, I'm like, I need to throw in an order at 550, but I'm like, I'm trying to break myself out of just throwing orders because it also can count against me when you just throw an order and have it sitting waiting for it to reach. Because then that, to other people, that sees that as someone's trying to sell or dump at that price, at a higher price. So I don't let my orders just sit. I like to just execute it in the moment, so I don't throw anybody else off, and they believe that it's gonna keep going. So then as soon as I saw that it was having a hard time going back up to here, I sold at the five. What price is that still at? 510. I missed my the exit that I wanted, but I was still up a substantial amount, 1,267. That's 12%, 10% of my money roughly. So I was like, hey, I missed my couple grand gain. I'm just gonna accept this one. It was a bad trade overall. I should have been entering here, selling here, but I ended up entering here, selling here, which is horrible. I had a better entry and a better exit, and I messed up. So I can't be greedy buying high, hoping for way higher. Whenever you buy high, you need to sell fast and quickly. You can't expect for big gains. So then after I sold it, I went and focused more on class, and I kept peeking at it little by little throughout the entire day. I'm going to a 5-minute chart. You can see that it pulled back, consolidated all day. Had a good pullback right here. If you got it right here, that's close to low day, but not really. Low day was at $4, I believe. This one was at 420. So yeah, $4. So that's really close to low day, but not good enough. And then it perked up. You could have went up and made like from 420 to 539. That's $1.19. So you could have made that much difference. It couldn't started consolidating, going sideways. I stopped watching at this point because I was in class. I had to stay focused. Class ended, and then I went home and took a nap because I'm working 16 hours a day. Fridays I'm still working, so it's like I needed my nap. And I guess when I woke up, it had this spike and kept going higher to 699. Honestly, I think it can go higher than that, but it did have that warrant at what price? 660. So they only had 600,000 shares, and then this one's priced at 55 cents. So 55 cents of $5 million worth of shares and 600,000 shares. So they might be able to dump some more. I'm not sure. I think they're gonna keep going. Looking here, they got these warrants priced at 0. That might be the same one at 660, but I don't know. But I think it's gonna keep going. It still has room, and it's not that it doesn't have that much dilution. So yeah, this was overall a horrible trade. simply because I didn't have the right entries and exits. I didn't stick to cutting losses and um, selling when it was time to sell. Thank you.